Charles.
African Voices Radio presents David Adodo Show.
Language to chop us the code and go call us world music. Join us with Asia, mix some with India, adding Colombia. Yeah, the colonial agenda never finish yet. Now my Afrobeats waiting capitalists with the one use destroy, break and suppress our greatness.
Then go erase, reprogram our memory. We mix, we package back my history. Reinvent another theory, but to keep us in perpetual slavery. Then go erase, reprogram our memory. Remix, we package back my history. Reinvent another theory, but to keep us in perpetual slavery.
Turn television, na theory. Turn radio, na theory. I read newspaper, na theory. Social media concord, na theory. I go talk to the senators, theory. I talk to the governors, theory. I go ministry, theory. I go presidency, theory.
Wọ́n ṣe yòlò, wọ́n ṣe yàrá, wọ́n ṣe yòlò, wọ́n ṣe yàrá, wọ́n ṣe yòlò, wọ́n ṣe yàrá, wọ́n ṣe falafolo, falafolo, falafolo.
If it's 8 o'clock, that means it must be time for the hottest show on the planet. It's African Voices Radio, the David Adodo Show, coming to you live from United States of America, all the way to the motherland. Now, here's the host of our show, the host with the most from the East Coast to the West Coast, Brother Tunde Phillips.
Jason. Thank you, Jason. Good evening to all our listeners and viewers out there. I hope you had a great week. My name is Tunde Phillips. We're starting the show today on a very different note. I have Brother Charles in the house. Brother Charles, how was your week?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you,
great.
Tunde. Thanks for having me.
Great,
Thanks for
great,
having me.
great. And of course, we have Jason as well behind the our studio engineer, who's also making us, making sure everything works out technically. However, before I go any further, like I posted on the website during the week, we're going to have a special guest, or we have a special guest on the program tonight. So we're going to start off with our. Oh, I see the Queen is here as well. How are you doing, Queen?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself, my brother?
I'm very well, thank you, Queen. It's been a very beautiful week for me. My birthday was celebrated every day of the week. From Monday to Saturday, unbelievable.
I know, I saw it. I was like, oh, this is so nice and thoughtful of your wife, your beautiful wife.
Yes.
Did you tell her thank you for me?
Oh, I sure did. I said, look, women can plan the best coup. You know, they set me up so badly.
I know.
They said there's a female actress from Nigeria they want me to meet so I can interview this actress for the show. And so they said we're meeting at a restaurant. And so I got all dressed up. Let me go and meet this Nollywood star. I got all dressed up.
I know.
And everything.
I know.
And I walked into the restaurant.
To me that oh, man.
I walked into the restaurant like a sheep that is led to a slaughter. And I got there, and what did I see? They had a trumpeter waiting for me.
Happy birthday to you.
And he had
oh, Lord.
Unbelievable, man. I could not believe it. I've not been so shocked. I'm a person that always have a word to say. I always have a comeback. I was lost for words. I didn't know what to say.
That's why I wrote what I wrote on the WhatsApp. That was like too much addresses for you, man. They should have sent some to us too, man. That was too many addresses for you. I know that was great, man. I was like, damn, I should have been there.
It was something else. I couldn't find the words. I was just mute. They put me on mute completely.
But that was a very beautiful surprise.
Yes, it was.
That was a beautiful one, and that's not the only thing we can give to our spouse. You know, surprises like that it goes a long way. You know.
Yes, our women are great. Our women are wonderful. Our women are beautiful. Thumbs up to the women.
Yeah, I'm happy that you recognize that. Thank you, and I thank you for recognizing that and for saying that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Without much ado, we're going to start our program on a different note today. I have none other than the Afrobeats sensation, the guy that is causing all the wahala in Afrobeats in Nigeria right now. His name is Mr. BANTU. Mr. BANTU, welcome to the show. Please put your hands together for Mr. BANTU.
Thank you for having me, Tunde. Greetings.
Good to see you, my brother.
Thank you.
I like that your designer hat. So I was saying it. I have to find a way to get a cap like that.
No. Everyone is coming with their A game, so we're not hating. We're celebrating.
Good to see you, my brother. Welcome to the show.
It's nice. Nice to have you on our show, Miss BANTU.
Thank you very much, my sister.
That's our queen. She's the only woman on the show.
Oh, wonderful. Nice to meet you.
Don't
be same here.
She's a woman of timber and caliber. When she tells us to jump, we jump before we look.
Oh, wow. No. You are trying to set me off.
I said she looks so radiant today. They're just beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, when you look as you want, as usual, wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
So without much ado, Mr. Adebat, let's get straight into it. Yes. We particularly love your music because it's a fusion of Afrobeats, it's jazz in it, it's a fusion of different genres of music, that you put together to make your music, and also the message it carries along. Even though the music was not done or recorded last month or this year, the message seems to linger along. What's your foresight? How do you? Because the ones I listened to the disrupt their
program. Yes,
it's similar to the NSAS, and I know it wasn't done for NSAS.
No, not at all. So the thing is, Nigeria, unfortunately, is a vicious circle, meaning things keep repeating themselves. You listen to a song by Fela, and it's like 30, 40 years later, the exact things that he was singing about, that he was criticizing, are the same things the second, third generation are going through. So what happened basically was I started working on an album around the time when Nigeria was preparing for an election. So I was really frustrated on multiple levels. You have the politicians making all these grand promises and everything. And then I noticed an apathy amongst my friends. So a lot of people were very cynical. I'm not going to vote. Why should I? Nothing is going to change. And then I saw young people that were excited about being able to exercise their rights. So I was kind of torn. And anyways, I went out to vote. We know the first time we went to the ballots, just before the ballots were about to open, they canceled voting. They shifted everything to about 2-3 weeks later. We queued, did all we had to do. Ultimately, the people in power are not listening to us. They live on a different planet. Things are not changing. And I just feel like there's no empathy whatsoever towards our plight. And there's no foresight, there's no imagination in terms of problems solving, So I just feel music has to address social issues, and music has to not only entertain, it also has to spark something in you. And when I do a song like Disrupt the Program, I am confronting the powers that be, because I say, put sand in their gari. For those of you who don't know, gari is like a cassava that we eat in Nigeria. And if you it's like putting sand in your cornflakes or in your oatmeal, you're not going to enjoy it. It's going to hurt you. And I want them to feel our pain. So that's why I wrote that song. And even the video kind of like talked about SARS before the NSARS movement. And I just feel like even visually, not only the music, but the videos have to also tell a story, because you never know who's watching. I might inspire a kid in Jos, in Bariga. I might inspire a kid in New York, in Germany. So content is very, very important. And I'm all for the long haul, So, yeah, that's why I do what I do.
Yes, go ahead, BANTU. That was a good one. I would like to know, because I read your profile online and I saw you're a Nigerian German. Are you dual citizenship? Do you have a dual citizenship? And how did you come about music?
So my mom is German, my dad Nigerian. My parents met in Germany. My dad went to study in Germany, and they fell in love and decided to build a family. I grew up in Nigeria. I was born in the UK. I also grew up in Germany as well.
I'm on the program.
If you want now,
mute your phone. Mute your phone.
Somebody's phone is on, I think.
Somebody's phone is on. Please, can you mute your phone?
If we could mute the chief.
Okay, so back to your question. My parents, mom German, dad Nigerian. I grew up in Nigeria. I grew up in Germany as well. I'm pretty much comfortable in both countries. And so after spending over 20 years in Germany, I decided about 11, 12 years ago to change base to Nigeria. So Nigeria is where I call home. That is my base. But obviously, I moved between Nigeria and Europe.
Nigeria and Germany. Were you born into music? Were you born into music, or how did you come about music?
So I wasn't born into music. Nigerian parents, they insist on you getting a very solid and sound education. So there's
doctor, engineer.
Exactly, doctor, engineer, and if a lawyer, maybe, will let that pass, So music only came to be when I was in Germany, when we moved to Germany, and where I kind of had more freedom, because I didn't have musical education in Nigeria. I went to a public school in Nigeria, and music lesson wasn't part of the curriculum. So, but through hip hop, through rap, I kind of found my way into music. And long story short, now I'm into music. But I have family members that play music professionally. So Sonny Ade's drummer, Moses Akombi, and the late Moses Akombi is an uncle of mine. And so he was Sonny Ade's drummer for a very long time. He also used to play with Eddie Okonta and with Orlando Julius. So he's kind of a drum legend, kind of in the same league with, say, Tony Allen, that kind of thing. So I was kind of introduced to music through him as well. He used to come to our house and was close with my dad.
Do you play any instrument?
No, I don't play any instrument proficiently, not at all. But I can program stuff on the computer. Yeah.
That's good.
That's interesting that he doesn't play any instruments, because I was saying in the pre-production meeting, the brass section is mean. I mean, it reminds me of, Earth, Wind, and Fire, brass construction. It has a solid, sound to it. So, kudos to your band.
Thank you. So just to buttress your point, the way I work with my band is, in Nigeria, what I notice is when it comes to music, a lot of times it's all about the band leader. It has a lot to do with ego, right? No disrespect to all the greats, but I feel like sometimes if you take the best of everyone, you kind of like top yourself, right? So what we do is we write as a collective. So I come with an idea, the bass player chips in his idea, the drummer, the horn section. So everybody works together. We put our egos aside and we work as a collective. That's why the music sounds the way it does, and that's why we keep pushing ourselves. I feel like every song gets better than the next, and it's not about BANTU and the boys, That's not what BANTU is about. It's a collective.
Yes. Jason, I don't know if you can play the Lagos Barbie. I kind of like that track. I love that Lagos Barbie track. It tells you all about the women in Lagos. Jason, do you have that track on?
Our sisters in Lagos, they're high maintenance, man. Wow. From the weave to God knows what, man. It's hectic. It's hectic.
Yes.
But we love our sisters. They're feisty, and especially women in the southwest of Nigeria, and even in the southeast as well. They're very independent. We grow up around strong women. Our mothers, our grandmothers, very independent. So yeah, it's also kind of a homage, kind of tongue-in-cheek.
Yes. So Jason, do you have that track up? Can we play that Lagos Barbie for our fans? So while Jason is cueing the music, another thing that I find very interesting, aside from the fact that it sounds, your music is politically driven, it sends the message, and I agree with you. Every music should not, any work of art, not just music alone, should not just entertain you, should also educate you and enlighten you and awake some kind of, spirit in you, or some kind of way forward for you, and I enjoy the music. They're politically driven, like I said before, and I like that, which is one thing that we on this show actually also love, because most of the things we talk about is politics related in terms of how things are going in Nigeria. So in your own opinion, do you think that everything that is happening in Nigeria now will come to pass, or this is how we're going to keep going?
No, I think it's just going to where it's going to get worse. It's never been this bad, and what you have is everyone has an agenda. So that's why we also call the album "Everybody Gets Agenda." In Nigeria, everyone is out for self. You can't blame people. You have a generation, the young kids, that absolutely do not believe in anything. And you can't blame them, because their role models, their elders have sold them out completely, And the older folks, they have nothing to offer, So and when you look at the politics, and when you look at how people are playing with human beings and their lives, I mean, kidnapping has become like a daily occurrence. We have 3.5 million internally displaced Nigerians. It's getting worse by the day. You have people that can't even feed. We're the poverty capital in terms of statistics. Over half of Nigerians live on less than $1.50 a day. There's a major problem. We have 200 million people, and that number is going to triple in the next 70, 80 years. Nobody is addressing these issues. We're just in complete denial. And, and when you don't have communication between the generations. So you have kids that are politically motivated. They start an NSAS movement. They gain momentum, but there's no manifesto. So now that they're off the streets, how are they preparing for the elections, the upcoming elections? How are they connecting to other movements, be it the trade unions, the student unions and all that? What are we creating in terms of holistic approach? The kids are not even addressing issues around our environment, you know, the Niger Delta crisis. And when you look at desertification, when you look at internal security, what they're not addressing stuff around education. You know, the list is long. What I'm saying is that as long as the young people don't have a manifesto, an agenda, then when they come and they actually come to a position of power, they're just going to repeat the same mistakes like their elders. So we really have a problem in Nigeria. And it's all over Africa, because you see a renaissance, a revival of the authoritarian. You know, we're going back to the dark ages. Look at Sisi in Egypt. Look at what is happening. Let's even stay on the West Coast. Look at what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. Look what happened in Mali. Look what happened in Guinea. Look what is happening in Senegal. We have a serious problem. And as long as we do not address these issues, what is going to happen 2023 is going to be nasty in Nigeria. I foresee some serious problems. There's going to be a lot of dead people. You know, it's inevitable, because you might have a Buhari trying to go for a third term. You're going to have people vying for a constitution change, because, hey, that has happened in Ivory Coast. That has happened in Mali. Is ECOWAS going to come in and try to change it? No. So look at what is happening in Cameroon. I mean, we could go on, and I'm sure you always debate these things on your shows. So I'm a bit pessimistic about the future of Nigeria, but at the same time, I am an optimist. That is why I live in Nigeria. That is why I'm proudly Nigerian. I'm proudly African. And all I can do is just do my little bits with my music, you know. And I'm not going to give up on Nigeria, because Nigeria has made me who I am, you know. I'm a product of free education. I'm a product of a country that is very diverse. I went to school in the north, in the southeast, southwest. I love Nigeria, not just being a Yoruba or whatever. You know, I see myself as a Nigerian.
Yes.
Ade, going back with what you just mentioned now, in the music industry in Nigeria, you are in the industry, and you're really trying your best to push out the words to the people. Your music is very educative. What are the things that you guys can do? Because the music that we have these days does not bring any. It's just beat that we hear. There's no message whatsoever. Unlike before, when, you know, in those days, you see, there are a whole lot of messages in music. Even when the Naira was, when our currency was changed in those days, it was a whole lot of us got to know about this through music. So you guys have a whole lot of things to dish out. The younger generation that are in the music industry now, what are the things that you guys can do to maybe educate them that, okay, this is how you go about it, try to pass messages to people? Because we're not getting any message from them.
You know, in the defense of these kids, what I keep saying is, when you have a country that has failed 2-3 generations, when you have a country where history is not prioritized in the schools. So you're talking about kids in their early, mid-20s that do not know the history of Nigeria. They do not know even their own personal history. People that are culturally illiterate. So when you already have that, even if they may be fluent in Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Epic, or whatever, they are still culturally illiterate. So when you have these kids that don't have access to certain information, and then add to the fact that living in Nigeria on every day is a struggle. People use music to escape. Music is almost like a drug for the young people, that is. They just want to just create an alternative universe, an alternative space. And that's why the beat is so important to them. They dance out their frustration. They go into their wild trances, so to speak, in inverted commas. So being able to make these kids understand that they have a power, they have a strength in their voice, that is where we, the older ones, their elders, come to play. We should not only criticize them, we have to point them in the right direction. So I've stopped criticizing them. What I do is I have a platform that I created 7 years ago. It's called Afropolitan Vibes. It's a live music show that we do on a monthly basis. So what I'll do is I'll invite a Burna Boy, I'll invite an Orlando Julius, and I'll invite a third artist that is maybe not so popular. And they all perform with my band. What happens is that when we all share a stage and when we rehearse together, we get to talk. They get to experience working with a live band. One or two ideas will be planted in them. I'll just plant little seeds. What that has done is, Burna Boy is the perfect example. 4-5 years ago, Burna Boy came to perform at our show. By then, he wasn't performing with a live band. Fast forward where Burna Boy is now. He's one of the best live performers with a live band. So we planted the seed. And Burna as well is also kind of like moving towards the political. He's one of the few artists that understands that he has a voice and that he commands a following and people are listening and watching. And even his last video that he did kind of like also pointed in our video that we did called Disrupt the Program. So there's similarities in the visuals as well. So what I think is communication, you know, sometimes this whole submissive obedience thing that we have on the African continent across cultures where young people cannot criticize the elders and the elders always look down on the young ones. It hasn't really helped us in terms of progressing and in terms of preparing and mentoring the future. So hopefully we can address this and change it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I see Mr. Charles, you have a question for Adi before we let him go?
Yes, I do. First of all, man, I got to commend you for listen. I mean, you are so well. There's certain things that you've said here that really, really resonate with, especially with the Queen, because I remember all the time, Queen always said, what has happened with education in Nigeria? And you just said it here, that you're a product of that, and we are a product of it, you know. We went through the schools in Nigeria, but we don't know what's going on with Nigeria today when it comes to education. And that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful, you know, and that's one thing we'll be talking about here. First of all, I want to commend you. I want to say thank you because I listen to most of your music. And the funny thing about your music, like you said, is some of the things that these are the music you produced a couple months, years ago, and listen to the lyrics today is what is happening today in the country. It has a little bit of, you know, like fella music also those days. That's something that we are lacking in the current musicians now. But as you just said, that's the reason why we are lacking those things, because they are using music right now as a way for escape. So then they are not paying attention to all this. So my question now is, I mean, first of all, thank you. Continue, like you said, we are not going to stop. You know, we're not going to stop until Nigeria gets better. And it will get better. It will get better. You know, but my thing is I can see you in love with Lagos. You are very much in love with Lagos. Everything is, I mean, come on. I listen to some of your songs, man. Most of them have something to do with Lagos and also in Nigeria as a whole. So, but what do you think? What do you think we can do with the teenagers now? I mean, the young ones, you know, for them to get involved in what is coming. I know that, like you said, they need help. They need guidance. 2023 is coming. ENSA, I saw what you did during the ENSA. You're very supportive of them in every way that you can. But where do we go from here to make sure that they get involved? I know Nigerian politics of hunger. That's one thing they do. But how can we get these young ones to know that they are very powerful when it comes to election, that they can make a lot of change if they get involved?
I think what is important is grassroots mobilization. So what I think we need to make young people understand is that they have the power in their votes. And I want them to participate on a grassroots level. We have to engage in the local government elections, first and foremost. Look at the numbers in Nigeria, Lagos in particular, just as a case study. When we had the gubernatorial elections, give or take, we're talking about less than 15% of the eligible voters that actually went out to vote. So in any other country, the governor of Lagos State is illegitimate in terms of the numbers. I'm not saying that we can debate rigging or whatever, but in terms of voters' participation. Now, when you look at local government elections, the numbers are missile. In some localities, less than 10%. So we need to change the dynamics here. We have to start on grassroots level because it's easier to hold your local government chairman accountable because it's within your vicinity. That person is not anonymous. And I think most importantly as well, we need to understand the workings and the mechanisms of our constitution. And that is also something. So it's about educating the eligible voters, the young ones that are going to vote for the first time, preparing them, creating a movement. And then we decide, we pick the best people that we feel will represent our interests, and we shadow them all the way to the Senate, to the House of Reps, or what have you not. And I think also we should stop studying the wrong models. You see, Nigeria as a whole, we keep referencing Asia. We keep referencing America. We keep referencing Europe. But the closest system to that of what we're going through is South America. Because here's the thing, countries like Brazil, for example, that went through a lengthy period of a socialist government, Lula, case in point, there was a shift from extreme left now to extreme right. So what happens when the progressive African, progressive Nigerians now are in power? How do we make sure that they can not only implement their programs, but there's a sustainability? So we have to see the shortcomings of other movements so we prepare ourselves for the inevitable and that we cushion our fall. So I think we need to study the models that apply to us. And we also have to understand that the continent as a whole, Nigeria in particular, we're in grave danger. As I keep on saying, that certain people are creating playbooks. When you see what is happening in Sisi, with Sisi in Egypt, when you see what is happening in Nigeria, go back to Nigeria. When you want to demonstrate, they arrest you. They can call you a terrorist. You are detained indefinitely. I mean, look at what is happening to Showore. Look at a young man, an activist, turned politician. He's trying to do the right thing. His party kicks him out. There's no way for him to actually address that in the courts. There's no impartiality. We could go on and on. But back to your question, we need to guide these kids. We need to guide the future. And the elders have to come down, they have to stoop low, and they have to take them by the hand. And they have to say, yes, we have failed you, but these are the experiences we have, be it from the Students' Union, be it from our political movements and all that. And these are the shortcomings, these are the pitfalls that you must avoid, So the generations need to communicate as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. David. So we're going to do Lagos Babi. We're going to do that song, and then when we come back from that song, then we're going to round up with the interview so that we can let you go and get your rest. So, Jason, if you're ready for us, let's do Lagos Babi.
you're looking sexy tonight. You're the star of the show. Hope you're feeling alright. The one way you set tonight is your night. Camera flash action. Cover girl love ovation.
Oh yeah, when I'm for me, when I'm for me, when I'm for me, baby. Oh yeah, when I'm for me, when I'm for me, when I'm for me, baby. Oh yeah, roll on for me, roll on for me, roll on for me, baby. Oh yeah, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on for me, baby. When your wings in the air, with them all high and near, show the world, let them see you're a Lagos baby. When your wings in the air, with them all high and near, show the world, let them see you're a Lagos baby. Bling, 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 baby, oh. Jenna Brazilian, oh. I been a yaki dream. Jenna Burroto, oh. On a chocolate, oh. Baby, when I'm they go. When I'm for me, baby. All the boys on they go. When I'm for me, baby. Oh yeah, when I'm for me, oh baby. Why you can't they do like say? Make we sing this song, yeah. When your wings in the air, with them all high and near, show the world, let them see you're a Lagos baby. When your wings in the air, with them all high and near, show the world, let them see you're a Lagos baby.
You're listening to African Voices Radio, the David Adodo Show. Now back to Tunde Phillips.
We're back from our little music break. That was Lagos Babi by our special guest, David Adodo. We also have our Chief. Chief is also on the program. Chief is with you back there in Lagos, Nigeria. He was setting up while you were talking, so I wanted to give him the chance to be ready. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening and welcome to David Adodo Show. Thank you very much. I can see the superstar there, BANTU. Welcome to the program.
Good evening. Good evening.
So, Mr. Adebantu has been, shedding light on the situation in Nigeria, and pretty much listening to the man, it seems like I'm listening to a politician and a musician and a rapper all mixed together. So just keep going like that, and I'm fine with it. So Chief, do you want to make any? Pretty much, he has summed up everything we've been talking about in this program for every episode out of this program. So I wonder, Chief, I know you were listening to him. I wonder if you wanted to say something, have some words or shed some light on some of the things that he has said.
Yeah, definitely. The young man will excel. He has started very well. He's moving on. He's in the part of great legends like Fela Anikulapo-Kuti, who mixed music with entertainment with activism. The energy is there, so I don't have a doubt that he's going to go places in music and activism because it's in his blood. He has been reeling out greatly to us. He's so deep about Nigerian political terrain that I salute you, young man. God bless you. You are certainly going places, and it's a good one. People like you are expected to take over from the old generation. We are not of the very old generation, but we are failed Nigerians. My likes, we are not as active as the Sorosoke generation that we have now. So God bless you. Keep it on. The sky will not limit you. You won't be limited by anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So, Mr. Adebantu, thank you so much for being on our program. We appreciate you. Feel free to come back at any time. Anytime you want to, just shoot me. You have the digital, you have the email and all that. Just shoot me, and then you're welcome at any time. Feel free to come. One thing that I must say about Nigeria, though, that's giving me hope for Nigeria, it's in the art and entertainment industry. Art and entertainment industry evolving, and it evolves in a positive way. Our artists have come along, regardless of how bad the situation is in Nigeria. They work tenaciously at their crafts to make sure that their art, to make sure they put something out that is of international standard. So kudos to the arts. I have my own origin or my own thing in the arts in Nigeria goes back a long way too, because I'm a product of the arts, coming from the Ogun days, the Bentomolojus, the Ajo Fairs, the National Theatre, and all that. So I can relate to what you're saying when it comes to the art and how the art has evolved over the years in Nigeria. So I am so appreciative of the fact that the art has come a long way, and it's the only positive thing. The only positive thing in Nigeria is art, entertainment, art and music. That's the only positive. Everything else is in shambles, just like you have rightly said. So kudos to the artists, kudos to all you guys. Putting a band together in Nigeria is not an easy thing. And being able to have a band rehearse and put up albums like you do is not an easy thing. So we do appreciate you. We'll do the best that we can to promote and put your names and everybody's names out there as best as we can. And that is what this program is out to do. So we thank you so much for being on this program. We look forward to having you in the near future. Thank you so much. Use the music as a means of pushing forward, pushing the message forward, letting the younger ones know that there's a better way out there. It doesn't have to be the way it is. You don't have to eat one meal and go to sleep. You should eat 3 meals in a day. So we have to get to that point, regardless of what the people on the top are doing. We have to do our part. So once again, I thank you so much for being part of the program. Look forward to having you, any other time you feel free, just hit me. You got it. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you for having me, guys. And thank you to everyone in the diaspora, because you guys are also fueling us, and I know everyone that is a product of Nigeria, our friends out there and our people outside the terrain that is called Nigeria. I see how passionate everyone is about politics and life, and it pushes us, it helps us. We need that as well, and hopefully we'll get our people in the diaspora to get to vote, because that is what I think we all have to fight for as well. That our brothers, our sisters, our elders outside the country, that they can vote, because that will change Nigeria as well.
Yes.
So thank you. Thank you
very much. Have a good night.
Same. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So that was our guest, Afrobeats sensation, Mr. Adebantu. If you missed, please share the program so that other people who have the opportunity of listening to him and hearing what he has to say. He's such a young, talented intellectual, So that was Mr. Adebantu. Thank you so much. We'll also have somebody else again on the show next week from the entertainment industry. We'll continue to do this every week. So I'd like to hand over to Chief. Now, Chief, how's it going? What's the latest in Nigeria?
Before we go to Nigeria, we should look at our continent holistically. The country of Tanzania just had a very new president after the demise of the former president, John Magufuli. Samia Hassan, first female president first executive female president coming from Tanzania, because we have a ceremonial president in Saleh from Ethiopia. New Horizon, unfortunately, John, the former president of Tanzania, performed very well. He raised stakes in Tanzania through his infrastructure development program. He was able to claim compensation for Tanzania from the UK miners who have been cheating Tanzania for years. He stopped the traveling. I hope that can happen in my country, Nigeria. He stopped civil servants and government officials, public servants, from traveling abroad for medical trips and all that. The tax exemption that the Tanzania public servants used to enjoy, he stopped it. The man fought corruption, and wonderful man. The wife came out this morning to talk about the husband romantically, and on a very lighter mood. The woman even went ahead to tell us that the man, each time he wakes up, loves to make sex in the morning before he goes out. That was very deep. That was a sincere one from a woman like that. And she says she's going to miss her husband. Well, we want to wish Tanzania, the citizens of Tanzania, we want to accept our condolences And at the same time, we want to usher in the new and the first female president of that country in the person of Samia Hassan. Yeah, coming to Nigeria, as usual, what do we have to say about our country? You just said it. You said the only thing that functions in Nigeria is entertainment and music. That's what you said, Mr. Tunde. You said the only thing that functions in our country is...
that's the only thing we think is making progress.
Yeah. Well, as usual, banditry continues, killing continues. The killing has shifted from Biringwari local governments back to our people in Kagoro and Kashia and the people of Kapancha. Well, Nigeria, we don't have too much to say about this country anymore other than we are under siege. The country is under siege. The Americans have warned us again that Al-Qaeda are targeting Lagos. And all this put together sent fears into the citizenry. The citizens of this country live in perpetual fear now. We sleep with one eye closed. We don't know who's the target next. I was speaking to a very important person in this country this morning on phone, and he said to me that even Lagos-Ibadan Express Road is no more safe. I was to visit Jebode through Ikorodu, and it discouraged me. He said, "Shady, go back, don't pass through Jebode to Ibadan, because daily kidnapping is going on there now." And that is because Chief Obafemi Awolowo, he did something marvelous on Ibadan Ijebode Road. If you know, one of the best forest reserve in Africa is on that road. It was on that road that we have the best forest reserve in West Africa. And in there, the Fulanis are taking over. They have erected their counties there. They are living there. It's a very large forest. They are living there. And we have forest guards from Ogun State. There was a time the forest guards in Ogun State discovered elephants' den in that forest. They saw elephants. Elephants are in that forest, and the Fulanis have taken over that forest, and they come out occasionally to kidnap people and take them to the forest. It's happening daily now on Lagos, on Ibadan Ijebode Road. So everywhere in Nigeria it's not very safe, and we don't know who next. But now the governors of the states should rather not blame the federal government again. They should take the bulls by the horn. We have the Amotekuns in the southwest. What have they been doing? We have the Eastern Security, whatever. We have the Benue. Nigeria is under siege. That's all I can say to the gang. That's my reports from this part of the country. It is sad that every day we talk about Nigeria, we talk about insecurity. We never knew to get here. We used to see those things as abnormal in this part of the world. When we read about Iran, when we read about Iraq, when we talk about Somalia, when we talk about countries that are going through such horror situation. But the horror is facing us now. The calamity is here. So, well, my brothers and sisters there, Nigeria is under siege.
Wow, it is everything you have said, tallies with everything that our special guest told us when he came on. That Nigeria is in trouble. Doesn't see. Is there any hope anywhere for a change?
Well, hope is coming from our minds. The reality is that the political will is not there. The presidency is the apex arm of government in this country. The body language of the presidency does not speak hope. The body language of the presidency does not speak responsibility to the citizenry. The body language of the presidency does not speak attention to to issues that are on the ground. Rather, we are seeing people, even people from the southwest extraction, people from the southeast extractions, who should not talk about any ambition. Rochas Okorocha went to launch his ambition, wanting to be president. Somebody is saying that if the East is not made president, the East will cease to be part of Nigeria. That is not what should be on the table now. What should be on the table is, how do we secure this nation? How do we rescue this nation from the impending calamity, from the impending massacre that may erupt any moment from now? That is what I expect the political class to be discussing now. That is what should be on the table. The former heads of state of Nigeria should come together. They are still very much alive. Abdul Salam is there. Babangida is there. Obasanjo is there. Atiku Abubakar is former vice president. Jonathan is there. Sambo is there. These are top class political leaders that should come together, call an emergency security summit, and let us fine-tune our security architecture and jettison the presidency, come up with solutions and place it before the president, and let us see if he will not address it. But rather, we have somebody talking in Abeokuta, somebody talking in Adamawa, somebody talking here and there. We're still playing politics. Our country is drifting towards complete anarchy, and we are playing politics. Our political class has failed us. The youth of this country should stand up. They should rather take the bull by the horn and face reality. The Sorosoke generation should forget about NSAS. They should tell us about end insecurity in Nigeria. End insecurity in Nigeria. We are facing total insecurity. Today there was a by-election in Ekiti State, and there were killings. In Ekiti State, there was a by-election. There were killings. People died. So it's a signal that we are not in a peaceful situation at all. Everything has gone beyond the reach of the government. The government is not on top of the situation in Nigeria. We don't rather have a federal government. What we have is couples of state governors who are doing what they like, who are doing the biddings of the federal government. We have political leaders in the southwest who should speak out, but they are not speaking out. Their voice counts. Nigerians are looking on to them. The Southwesterners are looking out to them. We have political leaders in the Southeast who should speak out, who should talk, but nobody is talking. Everybody is afraid. What are you afraid of? At 70-something, at 80-something, political leaders who have gone beyond 70 years, who have gone beyond 80 years, they are still keeping quiet, wanting to protect what wealth? Stolen wealth. The wealth they stole, they want to spend it, so that nobody will pounce on them for corruption. They all kept quiet. One day it will blow, and when it blows, like they say in this part of the country where I come from, in Yoruba land, they said the sky is going to fall down. It won't fall on me alone. It will fall on everybody. Orun Yabomi, you should already come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Yes.
I see that you're itching to say something.
I know. I mean, listening to Chief, especially where he wants to talk about that hope, he couldn't know how to say it. It's so unfortunate, because, all we live for in this world is hope. We that list, I mean, we try to hope, but it looks like Nigerian we don't really know where to start. What baffles me is this, like he said, Chief, correct me if I'm wrong here. Sometimes I tend to believe, or I try to believe, that maybe there's some underground planning that we don't know to deal with this issue. I mean, this is just a dreamer, because you got to tell yourself something. Because right now, you will ask yourself, things are going wrong. Even the international community are saying that, and the people inside these situations are not saying nothing. It's kind of hard to believe. But, as days go by, you tend to say, maybe this is true. Because, Chief is very much involved with, one thing he does very well, he tries to look at grassroots and see what's going on. I would like to assume that there's some meetings or some plannings going on somewhere on how to deal with this. Because if it's not, it's going to be really, really ugly. I mean, when I mean ugly, it's because like we got another news about the Al-Qaeda planning to invade Lagos. I mean, it is out there now. You're telling me that the governor and the people of Lagos are not listening to this U.S. warned alert. Is that what you're telling me? I mean, I would like to believe that the problem, maybe there's something they are working on that they don't want to panic people. I hope so. Because if they are not, because U.S. is not, the U.S. don't get into it because they already have their fights and everything before they put this warning out. So obviously, it's true. So if it is true and nobody is coming out to address it, it's going to be, it's going to be bloody when it happens. But I still believe, that, in a couple of months, there will be a way because to deal with these guys is very easy. They know where they are. There's so many ways you can tell. You can even Google yourself now. If you go to Google Map, even in Google Map today can lead you to the, to the sky of Nigeria. And you can see certain things on the ground. Not talking about all these militaries that are so equipped with different gadgets to deal with things like this. So I know that if they want to deal with the insurgency in Nigeria, it will be very, very easy to deal with because they know where they are. They can get their pictures, through the GPS or whatever, through the Google Maps or anything, whatever they use. Because when they converge, you'll be able to see people with these AK-41s. That will tell you there's something going on because they are always there with the ammunitions. Even when they send out their pictures, you can see. So you can tell that these people that have taken this section of the forest are well armed. You can always tell that. Then they are the ones, they are the Fulanis or they are whatever they are. Then you can even know how to use through the Air Force or whatever to take over that area. So the thing is this don't they believe that this is happening? That will be my next question. Do you think they don't believe it's true? Because this kind of fight is very easy to do. This is a little number of people. It's not like it's whole Nigeria. And wherever they are, things keep happening in that area constantly, which means they are very well stationed in that Lagos-Ibadan road. They are very well stationed in that area, or maybe in Zamfara or Kaduna, where they always were stationed in one place. So it's not like they are scattered to a point that they can't find them. But the thing is that they are not doing anything. I think I saw that over the social media now. Even the ones that are talking, they begin to attack them. Like the governor of Benue State, right? Is that the Benue State governor?
Yes, Sam.
Right. I think I saw over the social media that his convoy was attacked.
Yeah.
And he's one of those that be very, very spoken about this insurgency in Nigeria. So is it that our leaders don't know, or they they don't? I'm so, when Chief says something about hope, that kind of resonated with me. I was like, Jesus, because if we don't have hope again, anyone in life that does not have hope is a dead person. Because we always hope to wake up tomorrow. We always hope to finish our studies tomorrow. We always hope to have money tomorrow. So, and when you don't have that hope, as it is right now, if Nigerians don't have hope that we're going to come out of whatever is happening today, it is a very dangerous situation.
Yes, you're right, Mr. Charles. Everybody that you speak to that talks about Nigeria is just don't say Nigeria anymore. Nigeria does not exist anymore. And for some reason, it doesn't resonate very well with me that my home does not exist anymore. It's sad, and especially since the federal government or the presidency is not reacting like it's supposed to. Now, my next question would be this. If the federal government is not responding like they're supposed to, we have a federal system of government. We have states, we have local government, we have federal. What are the state governors doing to protect the citizens of their states? Do they have to wait for the federal government to give directives before they provide security for the citizens of their states? Because I do not think that if somebody wants to break into my house, I will not defend myself. I have to call federal government first, or I have to, you know what I'm saying? So that's my thing, that what are the states doing to protect the citizens, to protect their people? Because in each state governor, I'm sure they have security votes and whatever, police or whatever that is assigned to every state. What are the states doing? Like Chief is already saying that every junction in Lagos, you have all these Okada drivers and the houses and all that. What are the states doing to check something from happening? Why should we wait for something to happen before we start reacting? Why can't we not be proactive?
Yeah, you see, unfortunately, first and foremost, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as promulgated in 1999, is very faulty. That Constitution is not a complete reflection of what a federal system of government should be. That Constitution empowered the central too much. It's like a unitary system of government as obtained in Ghana. Nigeria may just be talking about federal system of government when you are talking theoretically, but in practical terms, we are not running a federal system of government. A government where every governor will have to go to the central before they perform anything. A government where the IG, Inspector General of Police, will have to order the commissioner. The commissioner of police is not answerable to the governor of the state. A situation where almost all federal institutions in your state are under federal government. You cannot do anything. You look at the case of what happened in the case of Imo State, where Senator Ararume is in contest with another person. A court gave an order, Federal High Court, a court in Imo State, another court gave an order. You see, all these are reasons why the system that we are practicing in Nigeria is very faulty. I think President Goodluck Jonathan had a point when he said for Nigeria to have a complete change, we need to go back to the national conference, the last national conference that was held. Unfortunately, this government, this APC group of people did not participate in that constitutional conference. And that document that's produced can change the fortune of this country. We can all live in peace if we go regional, if we go into proper federal system of government. If Zamfara is having gold, let Zamfara mine his gold. If Akwa Ibom is coming up with oil more than others, they let them take their oil and manage it and send a portion to the central. If cocoa is in the west, let us manage our cocoa and send a percentage to the central as a contribution to run the federal system of government. Then you will see that the clamor for an Hausa man want to be president, the clamor for an Igbo man want to be president will reduce. When the power is reduced from the central, everybody will go to the local, their communities. And there are people who are governors who are not supposed to be governors. They are not more than chairman of local governments. You understand? There are governors who are not more than chairman of local governments. So when quality is returned to the regions, then human quality will return. Then what are we doing with 109 senators? What are we doing with 336 members of the House of Rep? The chairman of local governments should be the members of the House of Rep, because they should go occasionally to ratify issues at the central. We should not have sitting senators who are consuming money. What do we need them for? If you want to be a senator, let the deputy governors of every state be senators. Let them go and ratify whatever is going to be passed as laws. Let us reduce governance. Let us have our own model. America has a presidential system of government. America has a federal system of government. But the economy of America can sustain those. A councillor was elected in Kano, and he wrote a letter and appointed 21 aides, a councillor, He appointed, I don't know what name to qualify that. It is the Nigerian style. A senator will have this special assistant, and he's paying them all. You are not expecting him not to be corrupt. These special assistants, you will discover they also have PAs. I saw Pope Francisco going to Iraq on apostolic mission. He went through Alitalia, a commercial airline. He was carrying his own bag.
Yes.
In Nigeria, the governor will, somebody will carry his bag, somebody will carry his bag containing his pants, somebody will carry his bag containing his agbada, somebody will carry his bag containing his toothpicks, a convoy. I don't want to name names. I was in front of an hotel sometimes ago in Abeokuta, and I saw a convoy of about 10 Jeeps, 10 SUV, black, big ones. I was saying, is the president in Abeokuta? Who is in Abeokuta? I was eager to see who will come out. Alas, when I saw the person who came out, I knew Nigeria is in trouble, because that convoy is uncalled for. If you are with the people, you don't need to be afraid. You don't need to go with retinue of security men. It's because you are not close to people. I saw a video of President Bill Clinton at a traffic light in the US. And the citizens were greeting him. He wound down his glass. He waved to them. And one silly guy came. I said, "Greet Monica Lewinsky for us." He smiled and he drove away. In Nigeria, that guy who said, "Greet Monica Lewinsky," a security man will come down. They will bundle him into the car. He will go and repeat it in the house of the former president. That is the situation we have here. We are egoistic. When you buy a phone and your boss has the same phone, I'm assuring you your boss will order for another phone tomorrow because he doesn't want to carry the same phone with his subordinates. If you wear a shirt and your boss sees it that you have the same shirt, he will condemn that shirt. And why are we like that? Why can't the governor wear his jeans and go to work and go and face his people and jump from one car to the other? Why wouldn't they? Unfortunately, the presidency is jam-packed with men with very low IQ. No apology at all on that statement, because I don't see any vibrancy in the presidency of this country. I don't see it. Vibrancy is not there. So the body language in the villa is dull. Everybody, except some very, very few Fashola, Amechi, vibrant human beings, but they are using it negatively. I don't support them. If they are so vibrant, if Fashola and Amechi and the TV Praise Silver and others are so vibrant and Fabio, they should not go into serving this government. They should come together and save Nigeria. But they are all protecting their pockets.
Yes. Yes, there's another issue that came up that was very troubling to us in the diaspora. It was the issue of a member of the House of Reps, I believe it was, that was trying to submit a petition on behalf of the, I believe it was the TP people, the Association in the United States to the House. And then it was shut down. They were told that, by was it the speaker or what? I don't know what
Deputy
the
Speaker.
The Deputy Speaker.
The Deputy Speaker was, and the Deputy Speaker said to him that, this is from America. America cannot come and tell us what to do. They are not in the country, blah, blah, blah. And these are Nigerian citizens. These are citizens of that country. I do not know if they have changed the qualification for being a Nigerian citizen, because I'm trying to figure out or phantom how the speaker or the deputy speaker came up with that kind of statement. An educated person, a deputy speaker of the House, you assume is an intelligent person, would know the difference between a citizen in diaspora and a citizen at home. Pretty much the same thing. We carry the same passports. When I'm in the diaspora, I represent Nigeria. When I'm in Nigeria, I am in Nigeria. I represent Nigeria as well. So if we see something and we put it down on paper and we send it over and say, please, these are our concerns for our people. Do something about it. Have we done anything wrong?
No, but let me tell you, many years ago when I was in the secondary school, I used to hear one saying that absolute power corrupts absolutely. You see, that's what we have in Nigeria today. You are saying you expect the Deputy Speaker of the House is an intellectual. You are just praising a non-entity. No apology to that at all. Because you see, Nigerians, when they get to power, we tend to forget where we are coming from. We tend to, the power intoxicates in Nigeria. I think in Africa, but in Nigeria, the intoxication of power is like somebody who has taken 5 bottles of wine within 10 minutes because he gets so drunk with power that he forgets where it's coming from. That deputy speaker goofed, and he is intellectually, he has no idea of what it means to be in the diaspora. He thinks being in the diaspora means you are no more a citizen of this country. And you see, when people talk like that, I tell you, that situation has caused a lot of rift in the House of Assembly, and a lot is going on. I am telling you and assuring you that in the next session of the House is going to apologize. I know for sure that he goofed and he's going to apologize. He has also, he's already apologizing, but on the floor of the Green Chamber, he's going to apologize to Nigerians, especially you people in the diaspora. He goofed. He has no right to say that. Every citizen of this country, America will use everything to come and rescue their citizens from there. American citizens can talk from any part of the world and they are listened to. So who are you to say that? And a representative of the people for that matter. You see, we are not choosing right leaders in Nigeria. Somebody made a statement, very, very, very dangerous one, but I will say it mildly. He said somebody contested presidency twice and lost 2 times, 3 times, and he won. And the only significant thing he had come to do is probably to revenge and jail somebody. And he has succeeded in jailing that person who was incidentally confronted him as head of state of Nigeria some times ago. You see, I can't dispute that because I didn't see any tangible thing that this government is doing now other than victimization. And immediately you join them, you are no more a victim. You are in their group. I can reel out names, but this is not the forum for it. As we speak, the people in diaspora has a lot to do for us. You are the only safe voice. The voices of diaspora will save Nigeria. You are asking me about hope. We repose our hope in you who are in the diaspora because we have limited ways we can talk. As I speak to you, the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission is monitoring every broadcast, even on the Facebook, even on the internet, even on the Instagram. So a country where the media is under siege is no more free. I read the Rwanda massacre and I saw the genesis of that massacre. And I discovered that some of the factors, some of the things that fueled that massacre are facing us right now in Nigeria. Some of the ingredients that escalated that massacre are already with us. And for security reasons, I won't say much on this program, but I want to assure you that Lagos is going to be an epic center of calamity in Nigeria if there is any breakout of violence. Of course, the NSAS can indicate that, has indicated that to us. There's no other part of the country that we had the kind of destruction, the kind of violence that we had in Lagos. The governor of Lagos should break away from political ambition of his masters. The governor of Lagos State should take the bull by the horn and save the citizens of Lagos. from an impending calamity. Every junction in Lagos has 50, 30, 100, 200, 300 unregistered. Those motorcycles don't have numbers. They don't have registrations. There is a law in every local government that motorbike drivers may not have driver's license, but they must have riding permits. Who gave riding permits to all those Alamanjiris who are riding Okada at every junction? People who don't have lights, they sleep on those Okadas. They put plank on those Okadas and sleep in the night. If rain comes, they cover their faces and they are there. Anybody who has no life will not be afraid to take other people's lives.
Wow. This is amazing. And it's not that the governor or his entourage don't drive around the streets of Lagos and don't see these people. But yet, nothing is being done. You know, and then it's so much that the diaspora can do. We can support with our voice. We can, we can support financially. We can make all the noise and everything. But the people that are in leadership, they don't do anything. Everything that we do will not go nowhere. We cannot come and, take over the country. We can support. We can make all the noise. We can make international organizations aware of things that are on the ground that are going on. But the elected officials have to play their parts. The elected officials have to save the citizenry that put them in those offices. See, it's the reverse way in Nigeria. While where you are in government, you have all the power, and the citizen is nothing. It should be the other way around. The citizens are the ones who should have the power. They put you in government. They put you in that office. They voted for you to be there, for you to serve them, and you pledged you were going to serve them and take care of them. But it's the other way around. People are suffering. People cannot eat. There is insecurity. It is unimaginable that we're talking about Nigeria. This is a country that you could go. I would go from Ujuelegba to Obalende at 2 a.m. in the morning and come back.
In the past.
Unbelievable. It's amazing we're talking about this in Nigeria. That we will go to sleep and we leave our doors open. And we will not fear.
My brother, let me give you an hint.
Yes.
Do you know that since the EndSARS protest,
yes,
it's like the Nigerian police are also quarreling with the citizens. There have been reduction of police in the night almost everywhere. Instead of reformation, they decided to reverse and go into their shells. That, okay, the citizens don't want us, so they have protested against us. They said we are not good, so let us show them that, okay, we are not good. Just like lawyers used to, I used to see a wonderful sticker by lawyers in those days. Said, if you don't like the lawyers, call the talks. You understand? You understand? Now, the police, I saw a journalist shouting that she drove from base at NTA, Victoria Island, to a house, and she did not come in contact with a single policeman on the road. He must have passed through Apogbon, where you used to have permanent police checkpoints. He must have passed on the Lagos Eko Bridge. Must have touched down at Surulere before climbing the Jibo Bridge to a place at Maryland. And she said she did not see any policeman on the road. I used to be a night crawler. I go out to Ikeja in the night, every Friday, Saturday. But I also discovered that there are no policemen at some very volatile areas. So I decided to withdraw my night crawling on Fridays. I stopped because security. Nigerians did not quarrel with police. Nigerians were clamoring for reformation. They were clamoring for a synergy. They were clamoring for interactive collective responsibility to police the nation. You need the citizens. The orientation that the IG, Inspector General Police, need to do is to bring the citizens in cordiality with the people after the EndSARS. As the restitution committees are going on in all the states, there should have been a cordial committee. There's police, public, whatever. That has turned to a jamboree. The police and the youths of this nation need to sit down. If I happen to have my ways, the commissioner of police need to go to Unilag, go to LASU, talk to the youths, call the supposed Yahoo boys. We are going to live with them for a long time if nothing is done, because Nigerian youths are broken away from the norms. Nigerian youths are broken away. They are living as if there's a no tomorrow. They have lost hope. So when you ask me about hope, the hope of this country is in the youth, and they are not living as people with hope. They are living with people as people who want tomorrow to come and end. As somebody who run hotel, I see youths do things that we dare not in the past. We dare not. They do things as if they want to end today. They want to end tomorrow today. When you see youths go into all sorts of social vices without any inhibitants, they want to do it as if there's no tomorrow. So where's the hope? But the Nigerian police, the government, National Orientation Agency, immediately after SARS, EndSARS, the National Orientation Agency ought to have put up a package. There's a woman called Sarah Jubril. She was talking about family values in those days under President Obasanjo, when she was appointed as special advisor on that issue. Our family values should be addressed by the National Orientation. Our cultural values should come back. We have taken religion beyond culture. We have jettisoned culture for religion, and religion is not helping. I'm telling you, culture helped Nigerians. I see youths not knowing our culture again. Nigerian youths will look at you in the face in the morning, no good morning, no courtesy anymore, no. Every youth that you meet, you will wonder, didn't I pass through this system? Was I not a youth? Was I not a youth in this country? Was I like this? You will now, if you wake up in the city of Abeokuta, I'm doing a research, and I know that in years to come, this is a medical situation. Just like in Kano, in years to come, there will be mad youths on the streets of Kano because of drugs. In years to come, there will be escalation of kidney problems and liver problems in every part of this country, because our youth wake up in the morning and take all sorts of concussion. If you go to Abeokuta in the morning, around 5:30, 6 a.m., there's every concussion point, paraga joint that the youth will cluster. They will be arguing on football, and the only thing that they have to entertain themselves is cups, red cups and white cups of concussion, paraga, that they take. And you will see the cops, the committee of youth in every junction like that. And that's what they wake up to do every morning in Lagos. At every motor parks, the same thing. It's this youth. And nobody is looking at this. This is the hope of Nigeria, and the hope is being done right before us. The youth that you fail to treat today will not allow your children, like Olowo said it, to enjoy tomorrow. Yes. The youth that you have neglected today will not allow your own children, if you take them to America, take them to Germany, or unless they are not coming back to Nigeria. If they come back to this country, those youth that you have neglected, those youth that will run mad on the streets, those youth that they will have kidney problem, that will have liver problem, that will have all sorts of problems, will bounce back on your own children.
Yeah, Chief. Yeah, I was listening. I was listening about this. I know you said a lot about this hope thing, and then what's going on with the generation today. The thing is, this is Lagos. Lagos is the commerce. Well, everyone knows that. It's the commerce of Nigeria. I mean, Lagos is like New York. You know, if it doesn't really, until they create other other areas. Until, I mean, Port Harcourt is there, but it's not as big as Lagos. Until the, you know, Port Harcourt has a wharf, so does Lagos. I mean, Calabar also. You know, but the thing about this Lagos is, I mean, I keep saying, what is this government doing? Don't they drive around? Don't they see these things? I mean, is it? I'm not blaming the governor alone, because I don't know how much he knows. But if you are in power, you are responsible, whether it's good or bad. So you must have to find a way to know what is happening in your country. I mean, in your state. Looking at Nigeria now, I don't know how much, but Buhari, whether he likes it or not, everybody got to call him, because he is the head of the state. So if you're head of the state, you really got to know what is happening in your state. So I just don't know. I mean, everybody call him. Sometimes people say it's not, it doesn't do that much, nobody, but if it is good, his name goes good. If it's bad, there goes with his name. So all these governors, that these things are happening in their states, I just don't know I don't know what they are thinking. Just don't know what they are thinking, Tunde.
Yes, it is it's just unimaginable. You know, it is very, very unimaginable. All these governors and elected officials, if you look in their background, most of them schooled abroad. Most of them were in countries like you and I are in right now. And so you would expect that by being educated abroad, being exposed to things abroad, when they go back home, it will be better. They will know how to do things right. They will know how to channel the citizenry is always going to be wrong. You're in office to correct their wrong. You're in office to put the things that are there for safeguards, to make sure that when they go wrong, there are safeguards. But that's not the case. It appears that anytime, you know, they get into office, it's routine now. How much money can you thief before you go? And they do it with a sense of pride. It should be a thing of shame. They do it with a sense of pride that, yes, I am the governor, the senator, the whoever. They have all this money, all this special advisor, personal assistant to an ABCD. They create all these titles and offices that are just irrelevant. And then you pay these people that you hire. And you say you create employment for them. But there's a woman that is in labor in the maternity ward that is lying on the floor, delivering a baby. The baby that could be the leader, the future of that country. The woman is laying on the floor with just one blanket covering her. And then you are in office. You walk around in your big white agbada, king of the hill, so proud of yourself that you have stolen so much from the people. What sin has that little baby committed that he needs to be exposed to that kind of behavior coming into the world? I used to see a joke or a cartoon, it was, of a woman having a baby, and the baby was saying, which country is this? They said Nigeria. The baby ran back into the womb. It is sad. It is really, really, really sad that we have come to this. A country well blessed with intellectuals, with mineral resources, with everything that God can bestow on any nation. We have it all. We have it all. But no management. People cannot speak. You speak. They need to understand that times have changed. Times have changed from the past, that when somebody speaks, you want to go and shut them down. When somebody does, you want to hold them, and times have changed. When people talk, you want to lock them up. And you think that is going to solve your problem. It doesn't solve your problem. It's a different world now. It's not like in the 80s or the 70s, where you go and put soldiers to lock up newspaper houses, media houses. I watched our colleagues in the Nigerian television when they read the news or when they conduct this interview. And it's amazed me the amount of fear that you see coming out of them. That their words are so tailored, their words are so cautionary, that they do not want the National Broadcasting Corporation to clamp down on them. They don't want somebody to pick up the phone and make a phone call in Abuja and say, go and arrest somebody and do something. You are in a democracy. People have to talk. People have to protest. They have that right. That is a democracy. That is what it is. If you do not understand what it is, then don't put your hand into it. Don't go into it. Stay away. If you don't know what to say, Mr. Deputy Speaker, keep quiet. You will look like an intelligent man by keeping quiet. Than opening your mouth and saying all kinds of atrocities and all kinds of rubbish coming out of your mouth. It is a shame. It is a shame. I watched his exchange with that gentleman that was trying to present the recommendations to him. His exchange was so. I'm like, are they fighting? Has this man done something to him? This man is only trying to present something to you, and you are responding and talking to him like he has just killed your daughter or your child. We have to know how to talk to ourselves. Like that National Assembly thing, when I see them in session, it gives me a headache. You know? It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Giles, you want to say something for we round up because we're
right. You know, one other thing that just came to me. I know we are talking about people in the diaspora. You know, the fact that Nigerians don't, I mean, that deputy governor, like, I mean, we all feel very sorry for him. We don't know why he said what he said. But one thing that came out of this is a fact. This is not, you know, the money that people in diaspora, America, sent back to the economy of Nigeria in 2019 is double the money of Nigerian government put together, their budget. It's a fact. It was put out there because of what he said. And can you imagine what the people in diaspora is doing to your economy? Can you imagine if that, you know, the beneficiaries of those money that were sent are the ones that are now being part of the insecurity in Nigeria today. Yes. Because most of these people in diaspora they're sending this money to support, to make sure that those beneficiaries don't get involved in the things that will be a problem to the government. And now look at how the man just came up and said, oh, people in diaspora don't have to have a say in Nigerian government. But look at what they did to their economy. Can you imagine? Double the budget of 2019. This is the one that was sent through the legal system, you know, the financial system. Yeah. What about the ones that people that visited down there took with them during their traveling, and they spend it and they used it in the people in Nigeria just to make sure that those beneficiaries does not get involved in illegal things in Nigeria? But it's just unfortunate.
Yes, it's very unfortunate. Mr. Deputy Speaker, newsflash, I am a proud Nigerian and I remain a Nigerian. I'm in the diaspora, I'm in Nigeria, I'm anywhere, I am a Nigerian. And if I see anything I want to say or talk about in Nigeria, Mr. Deputy Speaker, trust me, it is coming out. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll come to the end of this show for today. We thank you all for being part of this show as usual. We also want to thank our special guest, Mr. Adebato. So please feel free to share the program and also spread the program, spread the word so that other people can be opportune to see and hear what we're talking about, and also to listen to our special guest, Mr. Adebato, the Afrobeat sensation from Nigeria. So on that note, I would like to say thank you for being part of this program again. We will be back next week with another interesting edition, and we will also have another special guest next week. So look forward to seeing you all. So Chief, would you like to say goodbye, sir?
Yeah, good night. This is David Adodo Show. I am enjoying every bit of it. We are growing and we are moving fast. I hope that Nigerians will join us next week and listen to very new version of David Adodo Show. Thank you and God bless. Good night.
Mr. Charles, how you doing? You ready to say good night?
Yes, just to say thank you for our fans. And I hope for some of you that tuned in today, you were able to learn something. And hopefully we will learn something from you next week when you join us. Again, you all have a wonderful week.
All right. On that note, I want to say thank you one more time. Our brother David Adodo could not be on the show today. He had a death in the family, so he's attending to that. So he could not be with us.
And gang,
but he will do his best to be with us next week.
Gang,
so thank you all very much. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great week. And please be safe. COVID is real. Wear your mask, 6 feet, and wash your hands. Please, please, please. COVID is real. Thank you.
Tunde.
Yes.
Yeah, we had some issues where the Facebook dropped off. I will be rebroadcasting the whole show in its entirety on Facebook.
Okay, great. Because I noticed that because I didn't see the Facebook, but I was trying to.
Yeah, it dropped off.
You.
It dropped off. Leave it to Facebook. But
okay, no problem.
All right, till next week.
Till next week, yes. Thank you.
To me, Rasta messenger, you're welcome. Oh yeah, Abusa say, woman to me, Rasta messenger, no problem. Lagos jump, Lagos jumping. Lagos jump, Lagos jumping. Hanging out in a bar, just like hometown. Roast yam, palm wine, only 2 naira. Met a beautiful girl, Funka say, from Ife. Just jamming in a bronze and in a silver. Doing the Lagos jump, Lagos jumping. Lagos jump, Lagos jumping. Sitting on the banks of Colonia, remembering the times in Nigeria. Igbo man said to me, Ikechuku, should I see him in the river jumping? Lagos jump, Lagos jumping. Lagos jump, Lagos jumping. Oh yeah, Abusa say, woman to me, Rasta messenger, you're welcome. Oh yeah, Abusa
special thanks to Bantu for joining us this evening. You can find their music available on Apple Music Store and wherever you download your MP3 music sources. Their videos are also available online. So I would suggest you take a chance and go over to YouTube and check out some of their videos. If you'd like to get in contact with African Voices Radio, the David Adodo Show, please send us an email to africanvoicesradio@gmail.com. Again, that's africanvoicesradio@gmail.com. Until next week, when it's 8 o'clock again in Nigeria, you know that means it'll be time again for the African Voices Radio Show, the David Adodo Show. And until next week, stay blessed, stay safe. We love you.